I'd literally bought into the projects that you told me to buy into, I probably would have made £100,000.
Yeah.
Right, very easily.
When I put my first time into NFT, I quickly started to understand that that's new. And the volume is here. People are here. People with a lot of money.
Do you want to start off? You can start off if you want.
Yeah. How you doing, man? Good?
I thought you were going to do a welcome, go on.
Hey everyone. It's Usman. Nice to meet you. My invité, I'm inviting, hey man. I'm inviting Riz today. So this is a podcast and we are changing the name of the channel. It's not Rizdom, it's Usman Noah.
Oh, welcome. So we're back for another Words of Rizdom podcast. Yeah. This is actually a repeat because Noah was actually my second guest after Joe. So this is that was how many years ago now? 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
A whole different time.
Yeah.
And if people want to go check that out, you can check that out because there's a whole different time for both of us. I had hair back then.
Yeah. And,
very messy.
And not me at that time.
Yeah. We've switched roles.
Yeah.
No worries. But Noah, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. Honestly, it's a privilege. When you told me this last time, I was like, yes, I made it.
No, man. You've already done it once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no, it's an absolute pleasure. And, well, first of all, because some people won't know you. Back then, obviously, it was kind of, we had a small circle, so everyone kind of knew. But a lot of people won't know you right now. So what we like to do is just start off with a bit about yourself, a bit about your background, obviously you are a trader, you are a crypto investor, we're going to talk about obviously NFTs with yourself. But yeah, tell us a bit about yourself. Obviously you're not from here, I imagine.
No, I mean, I can see. Bastard. My accent is so bad. No. So basically, I'm from France, Paris, born in Paris, coming from a poor family. So after many years in Paris, I said to myself, nah, that's not the mindset that I like. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to take this challenge of moving to another country. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I moved to London, I don't know if you know, but I was not able to talk English. So I was outside.
Not really changed yet.
It's great to be here, bro. But at that time, I was like outside. I'm still remember in the street saying like, so I was using icons to say like, okay, I need to go to this restaurant or I need to go to the toilet or gym, etc., etc. So it was a nightmare at the beginning, and it made me a bit depressed. Mm-hmm. And it's been like a long time that I've been working on myself and stuff. Yeah. But we will go through this because moving to another country with a new language, it's a hell of a challenge. Mm. And I was very happy about my situation in Paris, but I was young. So I said to myself, fuck it. I'm going to go to another stage and see how that goes. At the beginning, I was looking to go to Canada. Really? But I said, bro, it's a bit too far. If I fail, it's in London, I can go back to Paris.
Very easily. You can get the train if you want.
Yeah.
How old were you when you moved there?
I was 26,
okay.
26, 25. But yeah, and after this, so my background is I'm a project designer. Mm-hmm. So whenever a company is creating an app or a concept, I will be here to improve the concept. Yeah. And I will be here to build the website or the app, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I was not happy about my work. Yeah. I always got this feeling that I was created to do something more bigger than just doing design for websites.
Yeah.
So that's why at that moment, I still remember a friend of mine in Clapham North. He said, bro, you need to start trading. We can make money, quick money. At that time, it was options.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, bro, let's go. I still remember one day I called my friend and I said, bro, I lost a rent, and I was crying in like 3 minutes because it was options, super quick. But after this, I joined a couple groups and I met you. Unfortunately, we met each other into a very toxic area, but we can't say the name. But
it's like Voldemort from Harry Potter.
I swear. But yeah, from there, it's been like 3 or 4 years now. 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. I think 3, well, probably 4 now.
Yeah. From there, I step up in my trading career, I can say now. It was okay, actually. Like, I'm not that guy who lost a lot of money from trading at the beginning, because your style and my style and other people's style is that I'm pretty chill when I'm trading. You know me at the beginning. Even at the beginning, I was like, I'm just taking 1 or 2 trades this week.
Yeah.
Because in the corner, I was still working for a company. So I was having this money coming. So I was like, I'm just going to keep myself clean. Just take some trades and that's it.
Yeah.
And after this, I created my own kind of group only for French, but that it's private anyway. And inside, I started to say to myself, like you are doing, is like teaching others, but it's not only teaching; it's also about making yourself a whole data. Like today, you are creating like a massive legacy. My purpose is not to create a legacy. My purpose was to like, okay, I need to find French people.
Yeah.
And we all work together.
Yeah.
And we build data. We build data.
Masterminding,
Exactly. And from there, I am where I am today. Funded with FTMO. Funded correctly. Profitable for more than a year now.
What was that?
It was a win, bro. Bro, I learned trading when I was not talking English.
This is true. Yeah.
So,
from people who's speaking English.
Yeah. So, bro, that was a massive. And also, like when we met each other in Astro at the place.
It's too late now.
It's
what did you? Fuck you, man.
Astro.
Our views just went down. That's okay. People know, man.
Yeah.
People know. The thing is, it wasn't all negative. Like, you know, we met each other. Yeah. We met so many other people.
We met Joe, etc., etc. Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, I think it was a lot of beautiful souls, but sadly, it was managed with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And we can see today we are still talking to some of them, and we are having a great, beautiful connections.
Yeah.
That's my journey. A bit long. A bit, we got some.
You probably made it shorter though. I'm sure there was a lot.
Yeah,
more.
it was a lot of stuff inside, but mainly this. Yeah, I came up to a country where I couldn't talk English. It was a very struggle because I'm a guy who like controlling stuff, and when I came in,
very talkative as well.
Yeah, and when you can see. And when I came in UK, I couldn't control myself because I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't share my emotions.
Yeah.
So I was seeing some people at work talking shit, and I was like talking to myself in French, and I was like, I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna let them talk, and that was getting my nerve.
I can imagine. Yeah. No, I can imagine. I barely know English, let alone anything else. So
yeah,
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, I can only imagine, man. But it's an amazing thing, you know. And you know, we've heard about the journey. So right now, as you said, you are a consistent, profitable trader, funded with FTMO and self-funded as well. Which, funnily enough, I think, if anything, did you do self-funded first, and then a prop firm funding after?
What do you mean self-funded?
As in, like, you did your own personal account first?
No, after.
You did after. Okay.
Remember, we got this discussion, bro. And that's the thing that you see, like all the stuff that you said to me a lot 2 years ago is still in my head, and I'm still using this even today.
That's good. Yeah.
You said last time 1 to 5, and I did 1 to 5, one trade every day. Boom, consistency, and also the risk reward between trading and your life. Because the funny thing is that we all want to trade, and we are all saying like, oh, we should trade and trade and trade, and the whole purpose of trading is to be free.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are spending 8-10 hours watching the chart.
Yeah.
We are absolutely not free. So I said to myself, like you said to me, hey, bro, just 1 to 5, one trade a day, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. That made me consistent. One time you also said to me, by having those FTMO, the purpose is not to live with those accounts, is to have your own account one day and also build data. And by having those accounts with FTMO, I was able to build now today 1 year of data. Yeah, I don't have a license as a trader. And hopefully one day I will get one because I want to make this as a very professional career. But again, it takes time. It may take 5 or 10 years. I don't care. I can live with it today, so I can take the time. It's okay.
Yeah.
However, having this FTMO and stuff, the whole purpose was not to pay myself. It was just to build the data, and with this data, come up to different investors and create and get an account from there. So that was the whole process. And from there, I got an account from an investor. And I don't trade with my own money because I'm always scared of losing this money. But I don't know if I told you, but the whole purpose of having an investor was to basically using him as leverage. I'm putting 20K, put 100 or 200K. Whenever I'm losing those 20K, take back this account.
Yeah.
Simple. Well, we are not into a 200K, but that's the whole concept behind. So he's clean. If I'm losing this money, I'm out. So I'm just using him as a leverage. So
kind of like FTMO, isn't it? Like you have 10K.
Yeah, but it's not real money.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and behind it is again by having him. It's also, and I met him like in France. So there is a whole. I'm coming with data. Yeah, I'm coming with data. I'm proving myself. I'm not talking bullshit. So look, cool. Give me a little bit. I prove myself. Give me more. I prove myself. Give me more, etc., etc. And from there, I am in a good shape today where I don't work anymore, because at that time I was working to a company, and remember we got this discussion too.
Yeah.
And I don't work anymore. So, but again, having this kind of stuff, beautiful stuff, you know how much hours we put behind.
Yeah.
All the sacrifices.
Well, obviously, you know, back in the day, we'll come back to, you know, where we are now, but, you know, to take it back then, because now you, as you say, you're full-time, you're funded, and you have investor account and personal account, you know, and you're able to, you know, live your life now, freedom, you know, freedom of choice. And yeah, I'm sure there's still more goals on the horizon, more things that you want to achieve. But let's take it back to how we got here, right? So as you said, you, at the age of 25, 26, not knowing English, decided to move. And I actually understand now why you chose Canada, because Canada, obviously, they speak French over there. Yeah? Now it makes sense. But instead you chose England, which I get. But in terms of taking that leap of faith, I'm sure there was, you know, some fear. I'm sure there was some doubt, you know, and how did you overcome that? You know, what was it that allowed you to push yourself into the unknown, into the, you know, to sort of not allow that fear or doubt to hold you back?
So back in France, in Paris, I was the most happiest man in the world. I said this many times to everyone. I was on my peak of happiness, peak. And we could see on my shape at that time because I was ripped. Yeah, don't say that.
You showed me
pictures. I was ripped.
Listen.
But no, I was.
Wifey. I'm sorry, man. People, don't listen to this guy.
But no, I was ripped. I was happy, etc., etc. The only thing is that it's very personal, so I can't say much. But there is battle that I can't win, and I needed to leave the country. I said to myself, these battles I can't win. Well, no matter what, I can't win. I'm leaving. I can't win. And I said to myself, okay, cool, let's go to London. It's a city of the biggest opportunity at that time of the world. So I'm going to build on myself. It's good. It's okay. Fine. Since I came in London, I couldn't be happy. So it's been 5 years that I'm struggling. Today I have everything. I have money. I have family. I have house. I have friends. I have everything. And I mean, if I'm taking back now to 3 or 4 months, I was not happy. That it for some reason, it was like one thing that I was like, no, something is wrong. Something is
missing.
Off. Yeah, something is off. It was gym. Because I said, I came in London, ripped, healthy as fuck. Now I took 30 kg, bro, since I'm in London. 30.
I think it must be a London effect, because even when I came to London, I wasn't as ripped as what you were, but yeah, it's just...
But it's this, but also trading, bro. Like the amount of stress. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take any drugs. So the only way for me to get in a state of high kind of high
The
emotion, was to eat bullshit. I was not eating one piece of cake. It was a cake.
It was the whole thing.
Yeah, because I needed the insulin to kick my ass and be like, okay, now I can just lay down and rest.
That's your escape, you know.
Yeah.
Like people use drug and alcohol and you know, all sorts of manner of things, and that was your escape from reality, you know, your break.
And people are like, bro, you are fat because you are eating shit. And I'm like, bro, no way. Thank you, bro. Wow. That's the surface, man. Because whenever you start to go deep into it, you start to understand like, okay, why I'm eating this bullshit? Okay, I love eating. Fine, that makes sense. But why that much? Why do I need to eat 3 cakes when everyone is just eating one small piece? And that's why I started to understand like this high sugar peak, this you know, like brain frog. That was coming from the carbohydrate.
Carbs, yeah.
Yeah, carbs. That was coming from the high sugar, etc. And yeah, that made me fat, and that made me unhappy. And bro, since NFT is done, I've been spending less time. I came back from the edges, and I started to shift all my brain, man. All my brain. And recently I said to our friend, I said to him, I said, bro, since I came back, since I left France, this is today the first time, it's been 2 months. This is the first time that now that I feel that I took it back, the old Noah that I left in France.
Yeah.
For the first time, bro, after 5 fucking years, man. I feel like I'm more disciplined, I'm more aggressive. I'm super aggressive now. I feel like whenever I'm taking a decision, it's no like bullshit behind. It's no like softness behind. It's not like, you know, like I remember whenever we go outside, I will be like, yeah, I will come, yeah. And or maybe I'm gonna be like, oh, let's do you will be like, hey, let's eat a burger, and I will be like, nah, bro, I have a diet, and 2 minutes after, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
2 burgers.
Yeah, 2 burgers, yeah. This kind of fucking mindset, that's the thing that killed me. And for many years, bro, for many fucking years. And the thing is like, I was just staying here. Remember with all the boys 2 years ago, I was talking about in Nottingham. No, in Nottingham when you did your first meetup.
Oh, yeah.
And I was doing this speech about
Be
release the beast.
Yeah.
That was fake, man. At that time, I was thinking that was true. Because I was feeling like I was doing stuff that people can't do. But today I feel like the beast is here, man. And you saw me even at the gym last time. Like I'm into a stage where it's just me and fuck the rest. This whole social media kind of lifestyle, fuck this, bro. This kind of me comparing myself to you, to you is normal because we have a healthy kind of accountability between us. But those people on fake lifestyle, and listen, and even you listen, people put on Instagram what they want to tell you.
Yeah.
And everyone looks very happy. Everyone. And the thing is like, even though you know this information, your brain doesn't know that. Because your brain will just eat what he can see only.
Yeah.
So basically, if you see only happy people, you will be like on your corner eating a McDonald's when everyone will be at the gym, for example, and you will feel shit. And this is where depression starts. And this is where, not depression, but I was just very unhappy.
That's where the comparison comes in. You know, you start sort of judging and comparing your life to other people's highlight reel, you know, what they're putting out, which is normally just the success or the happiness or the good times. So you're comparing the bad times and the good times to someone else's pure success, you know, pure happiness. Yeah. But an interesting thing you touched on, though, was the fact that you were successful, you know, at both trading and in work and in just general, you know, NFTs and life. So you had good people around you. You worked hard.
Yeah.
You were successful. You were making money, but you just still weren't happy.
No.
Right. And it all started from you within, you know, yourself, you know, and it's a very powerful thing because even I've experienced the same thing. So I'm in the gym. I think we both started going gym again at the same time. We've both gone through a very similar journey in terms of yes, we put so much time and focus and energy into getting successful at trading and in business and entrepreneurship that we let other areas slip, which is natural. But the reality of the fact is, without your health, and without having a proficient, successful body and mind, the rest of it is useless. The rest of it is completely, doesn't matter. Because if your health isn't there, you can't trade. If your health isn't there, you can't provide for your family. If your health isn't there, your business isn't going to run.
I will go deeper than this, man. You can die anytime. You can lose your job anytime. You can blow your account anytime. You can get a surgery anytime. You can lose everything any fucking time. The only thing that you can't lose is your own mind. But look at this today, bro. We're into this society where we can't control our mind. And I saw this to myself when I said to you, like, no burger. And 2 minutes after, let's eat 3 burgers. I couldn't control my own mind. That's the only thing that I can control, bro. And I couldn't. Do you see how fucked up this is, man? You can have the whole money in the world, man. You can have everything, but you can't shut down those demons that you have in your own head.
Yeah. Well, look at Kanye West at the moment, right? So, like, he's now, amassed over decades, obviously become a billionaire, and because he's lost his mind essentially, or just doesn't have control of the filter, or just some of his actions, he's losing it all, right? And all of that can go overnight. And that's one example. Our own personal examples, as you say, is if you let your mind control you, and it's very prominent for traders. Like, for traders to get successful, they need to understand that you have to have that the range. You need to have that control on your mindset, because if we so things like food, for example, drink and alcohol, and even giving out your, what they say, loosely formulated opinions. So, like, just speaking without thinking, right? Which a lot of us have an issue with, or a lot of people, especially with social media, have a problem with. They just want to throw out their 2 cents, right?
You get cancelled.
Yeah, honestly, it happens, right? But the reality is that it boils back down to the mind. If you can't control your basic impulses when it comes to something like trading, right? Monetary value is on the table, and you need to be able to act efficiently with focus and calculated. If you can't control yourself when it comes to food and diet, or when it comes to exercise, or when it comes to just giving your opinion, how do you expect to be able to control yourself in such a realm where you're, essentially, especially when people are thinking about where they want to get to, they're talking about making an annual salary in a day, right? Or even more. Yeah. Like, if you want to get to that level, you have to be able to control your mindset.
So my excuse at that time was, God gave you one good thing, but he can't give you more until you deserve to get this one 100%. At that time, I was like, okay, I'm asking God, give me everything about trading. I don't care about the rest. That's why I started to eat more. That's why I started to play video games. That's why I started to see less my friends, because I asked God, give me one thing. Until I started to realize that, oh, wait, that's not a habit. I don't need to ask God for this now. So what I need to ask God now is all my emotional experience. Emotional experience now is, having my friends close to me now, because I've been go away because of the NFT, taking my self-care. Because, bro, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect giving love to someone else? Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I was dead for many months from others, because when I did the NFT, I was making good money, but I couldn't see myself in a mirror. I hated myself, bro, at that time. For real, man. Like, and I took so much kg at this short period of time that was ridiculous. But listen, at the end of the day, one day I said, I'm going to go to the gym, and I saw our friend Falak. And I said to Falak, bro, just save me. I need you. I want to use your energy just to keep me out from my desk, because between NFT, between trading, I am not going out and I'm taking kgs. I'm getting myself bigger. My mindset is not good. And it's a disrespect for me to go to you or see other friend and pretend to be happy. Yeah. It's not respectful. Like, I can't you know me, I can't be fake. So I'm going to be true, and I can't come up to you and be like, hey. So yeah, it's a whole stuff. And also, like, people need also to understand there's a whole stuff with dopamine. That's why this past 2 months, I've been learning to myself with dopamine. how to control my dopamine, because when we trade, our dopamine is going crazy.
Well, just the phones alone, phones, social media.
You saw the link that I sent you last time. Like, whenever we are having one bad negative thought, like for example, I don't know, you are getting annoyed by one thing and it's in your head for 1 hour. You need 7 hours to take this out 100% from your body. 7 hours.
Well, that's why people take a loss in trading, for example, and then they jump into another loss, another loss, another loss. It doesn't make sense.
This all the facts that we as a human being, we can't take more than 3 good decisions in a day. So comparing this to your high dopamine, going to a crazy stage, backstage, crazy, etc., etc., the fact that scientifically you can't take more than 3 good decisions, and you are like taking 20 trades a day.
Doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it's that gambling mindset, and it reverts back to what you were saying in terms of, not having control of your mind, not understanding the mind, and actually taking the time to educate yourself, taking the time to take that control, and to be more aware of yourself and your actions. It's a big thing. But one thing I do want to touch on, because you mentioned it there, is, you took action. Obviously, you decided you wanted change. You wanted to improve your health and to essentially build upon your mindset, have better discipline and control. And you needed, or not needed, but wanted and seeked the help of a friend. Which is of course Falak for yourself. And how beneficial was that to have that accountability? And have that sort of accountability, not only of getting you in the gym, but also to hold you accountable for the diets, for the exercise. How beneficial was that for you?
Bro, I would not be here losing 10 kg if this bastard was not here for me, man.
Yeah.
And him. He's an angel. Like, he is a great guy. And honestly, it would be 10 times difficult if he was not here, because okay, so what's the recipe of success? You take someone who is successful and you just copy.
Yeah.
It's the art of imitation. You do exactly what he's doing, and after this you start to put your own sauce.
Yes.
So my purpose was like, okay, Falak, your body is damn fucking nice. Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You wake up at 5, I will wake up at 5. You have a strict diet, I will have a strict diet. You go to the gym every day, I will go to the gym every day. Until a moment where a habit start to create after 25 days or 21 days. I just needed 1 month to be consistent. And after this, now I'm talking to myself now to not go to the gym, bro. It's an addiction, yeah, but it's a good one, bro. Like,
well, that's the thing. So, like, you have an addictive personality, I have an addictive personality, and if we don't purposely and actively, sort of channel that, it leads into, whether it's drugs, whether it's food, whether it's gaming, whatever it is, it will just let loose, and it will have control over us. So what you've essentially said there is that you use that addictive personality, knowing, aware of that fact, and channeled it into a positive for you.
Yes.
So now you have to tone it back a bit. But I love the fact that, it's that strong that today when you came to London, you went to the gym.
First thing, yes.
And, and as you said there, it's that beginning period, it's the same with like trading, just like with anything. You have to go through that uncomfortable period of getting the habits, getting the discipline, all right? And then, like with trading, so let's revert it to trading or compare it to trading, for example, is that you have to learn from someone else, right? Well, it's beneficial to learn from someone else. It gives you a blueprint. It gives you a chance to sort of learn from someone else's mistakes, so you don't have to make the same level of mistakes, right? And go through that same, say, what took them 5 years, you could do in 3 months, for example, right? But once you're there, and this is where a lot of people go wrong, is like once you're there, it's now your chance to put your, as you said, your sauce, your spin on things. Make it personal, because now you have the habits. Now you have the knowledge. Now you have the routine. Now just make it more personal for you, and you will then have that longevity, right? As long as you're disciplined towards it. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they find themselves, and you may have found this with some of your students maybe, is that they will copy, and that's all they'll do. They'll just keep trying to copy, keep trying to learn, and they'll never get personal. They'll never take it, take control, right? And be independent, right? And, when did you, I don't imagine you had that from the very beginning, but how did you sort of develop or start to really think in that way?
So, one of the stuff, man, that, yeah, I mean, even, bro, like you're my brother, so you don't know this, but I have one trauma in my life. The trauma is that I have is that I don't want to be the most, like, the idiot in the room, because in my whole life, I was always a guy who was the last in the class, like the most idiot man, the brown guy, etc., etc. So I have this trauma, which is I don't want to be the idiot in the room. So whenever now I'm starting, that's where addiction started. Even if I'm playing a video games and I'm playing Call of Duty recently. I'm playing shit. Okay, I accepted now that I'm a shit guy on games. So I'm not gonna bring this addiction to this. But when I started gym, I was shitty as fuck, and I was not loving this. I said, okay, I want to be the best one. That's why today, every day when I go to the gym, I am the motherfucker who trades the hardest in the gym. Same with trading. I started. I saw that some people was doing extremely well, and I'm not doing well. At my age, that's fucking started to get my head. So I started to ask your help, and we got our help also with our mentor and
Rit, yeah.
With Rit and you.
Talk about Rit. We need to get Rit on,
bro. We have Rit, man, but he's somewhere, man. He's another level.
I know. Yeah. I love it.
But with Rit and you, I started to see like, okay, I'm starting to see results. The thing is, like, I did everything in my power to keep this momentum. When I started to see those results, I said, up. I can see, so let's push it. And slowly, after putting the fucking hours that you need to put behind, man, at the end, some people will have more, let's say, you may have more facility to trade with liquidity. Some others will have more facility to trade with order block. That's why you said, at the end of the day, whenever you have all of this knowledge, it's you and your brain.
Yes.
Because you will be able to see stuff that I'm not going to be able to see. Some students for them, it will be more easy to trade with liquidity.
Yeah.
As me. But for me, for example, it's sometimes a bit more complicated to trade with Wyckoff, for example.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like all we need to do is take the knowledge, and stop going to discourse, because listen, all the strategies are working. It's more about probability at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which one has the most probability to be a success? Resistance and support, maybe 30%. The way that we trade, we can have one trade a day. For sure. So all the strategy work, but it's more about probability. Whenever we have all the info, bro, it's just working. I'm sure that today you don't even need to put like boxes. You don't even need to put like those lines, because your visual, your eyes is so good, so get used to it that everything now is visual, right?
It's just it's like through that discipline and consistency and all the work you do in the past, now it's the habit. It's that second nature, but it's allowing that time, and sticking through it and keeping balance. And then, as you say, just making it personal.
Yeah. And I'm not journaling, man. Like I don't do journals. I find it super annoying, man.
Well, journaling.
Journaling, yeah. But
this is why I always say, like, you can know journaling has its benefits for sure, and it's definitely beneficial, but it's about doing it in a way that makes sense to you. So for example, you're happy with your journal being your funded account metrics, for example, right? So you can dissect that, and no doubt, if an investor was to ask you, what about this trade, you'll be able to break it down, for example. But it's definitely beneficial for those learning, and everyone is different. This is why I always try and say, like, you have backtesting. I don't like backtesting. I've never liked backtesting. I prefer paper trading and live trading, right? And that's just my personal opinion. But then I know people who, have backtested a whole year's worth of price action, and it's so beneficial to them, right? So the thing with trading is that no one, and especially with a lot of things in life, but no one can ever tell you this is right and wrong, that you cannot do that. That's not allowed, right? So like journaling, like you're a profitable trader and yet you don't journal. So, if I said to you, that's terrible, you won't be a profitable trader if you don't, but you're already profitable.
It depends on people.
Exactly.
The mindset that I have is that whenever I'm failing, I need to understand that and make sure that this never happen again. So whenever I see that, okay, this stop loss, cool. What was the reason? This. Okay, cool. Now I know the reason. If and the next day is happening again, I will be like, okay, that's the same reason. Okay, so now I need to work on this. That's it. And whenever it's fixed, I'm gonna have another issue.
So you're still reflecting.
Yeah. Today, the issue now that I'm facing is not like whenever I'm having stop losses and stuff, it's more about my psychology than the analysis of the market, because the way that I trade is very simple. But it's mainly the psychology now, because I need to do this and this and this and this and this. Sometimes I just need to take a trade between those two, and I'm like, okay, I want to take a trade, but the market is not giving me an opportunity, but I want
just having that control.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have that issue though, is that they come to the market every day and they want to trade. They want to trade, especially recently, these last 3 weeks, for example, that we've seen on EU and probably GU as well.
GU was into Red Bull, man.
It's flying. But it's the same thing though. It's like, of the week, there might have only been 1 or 2 days that really gave the actual price action that your plan had. Right? And the issue is, it kind of reverts back to what you were saying about comparing, is that you'll see on Monday and Tuesday, maybe in your community or on social media, this guy got a GU trade on Monday and Tuesday. I couldn't see one, right? And then therefore they start trying to chase. When the reality is that their plan, one, you don't know that person's plan. And that's why comparing is completely, there's no point in doing it, especially in trading. But secondly, their plan might have given them that trade on Monday or Tuesday. The price action may have suited their style, right? While your style gave you Thursday, for example, one trade in that week. But that one trade can be enough.
But I have one question. Do you remember when was for you the moment in your trading career where you were like at that level, and somehow after months or a week, you came up to this level?
I think the big one for me has always been, and I've always mentioned it, is two things. One was obviously coming across RIT, because only when I came across RIT did I get a mechanical approach, an actual system. Before that it was just confluences. Have 5 confluences and therefore you can take a trade. So therefore there's no mechanics, there's no actual story. It's just we could look at any chart and say, here's a support, here's a resistance, here's a trend line, here's a breaker structure I can enter. That's 5 confluences, right? Random ones. But as long as I have 5, I can enter. But when I met RIT, that was when the first time I had a strategy, a plan. You need X, Y, and Z, these specific things every time. So that really allowed me to excel, because then I was, rather than having, say, random results that may have been slightly profitable, but a lot of the time it's just up and down, up and down. Now I had higher highs, higher lows, because I'm following a specific edge. And then the second thing for me was understanding financial literacy, right? That I'm not going to be able to trade efficiently whilst I have huge amounts of debt, or I'm constantly thinking about losses, or I haven't got a decent enough income, right? Like you mentioned, when you have that income and you have the savings and you're getting more comfortable just generally, now you're not trading like a gambler, right? Now I wasn't trading where I was like, I need money, I need to cover this credit card, Now I'm trading, just allowing the edge and that mechanical approach to play out, right? And just, again, kind of getting personal. The last one was getting personal. So taking what RIT had shown me, with the smart money concepts, and understanding that, okay, he's taught me the concept, he's taught me the knowledge, and then he's taught me how he does it, and now I can, copying him exactly, it may work, but I'm not as confident because I don't see it, the market's exactly how he sees it, like he trades GJ, for example. I used to trade GJ, but I don't like it, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit too volatile for me. I know you trade it still, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You used to,
GU now.
Yeah, but he has that viewpoint. So I take the same strategy, I tweak certain bits for me, right? And then I do it on a pair that I like. That was it. So getting personal.
Yeah. Okay.
But those were the 3 major things that just allowed me to step up, get more confident, get more clear, have more, be more calm, because before that it was more like,
I remember that.
Being on edge.
Yeah.
So then being more calm and slowly actually taking less trades.
Yeah.
Slowly, taking even less risk. And being happy, and having less time in the charts. Before it would be like, wake up,
but
be
I think
all day.
we all need to spend the hours at the beginning. To be honest, we need to burn ourselves. Because there is also, I believe that we need to create a bond with the market, and the market need to tell us that if you deserve to have money or not.
Yeah.
And that will be based on your suffering, how much you will be suffer. I really believe on that, man, because there is a reason. One of the stuff that I said, even to my student, I'm saying this every time. I said, if you are soft, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
If you are acting like a pussy, you're not gonna make it. If you're acting like, oh no, today I can't come to your call, but I can't do this, or today I'm not gonna be able to do that, no, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because the market doesn't care about your emotions and the market doesn't care about your life.
Yeah.
So the market will tell you that if you deserve or not.
Mm-hmm.
I said so many times, I think it was like in 2021 or 2022, something like this, one of the year. I went to my Instagram archives,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like when you can see all the stories that you've made.
Yeah.
And I was running through it and I was like, bro, my life was so boring because it was only charts.
Yeah.
So literally I spent the whole year just doing charts, spending nights and weekends. And bro, I'm not joking, weekends and nights every time. That I couldn't realize until I saw my archives in Instagram and I saw that it was just only trading. The year before, I was into restaurants, hotels, traveling and stuff, like living life. The whole year, only trading. And this is why I said, okay, fuck that. Today, I can say how much I'm making and I'm proud because I spend those hours. And even today, every weekend, I'm still spending those hours because I'm always afraid that this one day can go, and I can lose it.
But also it's the passion. You know, you actually enjoy it. You know, you actually enjoy the markets. You enjoy learning about the markets. You want to be up to date with the markets. You want to make sure you're refining your skill set and eyes. So it's not like you're changing your strategy every weekend, right?
No,
it's not like you're making massive changes, but all you're doing is making sure you're up to date. You're sharp. You know, you're focused. You're up to date with what price has done. You know, and a lot of people don't do that. They don't. They just turn up. They turned up, let's say, New York this day, and they don't turn up for 2 days, and they come in London the next day, and they don't know what's happened in between. They haven't even checked. They haven't even bothered.
There's one thing that we can't, and honestly, is one thing that we can't backtest. Okay? It's the momentum of the candles. Whenever you are into your charts, those candles move into the 1 minute. There is a momentum inside behind. It is something that you can't backtest. It is something that you can't see on your chart, except when you are on your screens. Like I took like a short in GU on Tuesday or Thursday, something like that, in a structure in 4 hours. In structure in 1 hour. So 2 times it tapped into the top, went down, big wick. The momentum, the thing behind is that this candle has been created in such a short period of time that I was like, no way it will go more higher than the structure, and it's a liquidity grab. You can't have this kind of experience when you are back testing because you are living life, you are living this at the moment.
What
the market is telling you. So the market is telling me something right now. That's why I took the short from the top and I've made like couple grounds from it. But again, I spend hours, bro. You spend hours. We all spend hours.
The time is necessary.
You know that there is a rule. After 10,000 hours, you can consider yourself as a master. That's the whole mindset that I have. I said to you, my trauma is to be an idiot in the room. I don't want to be the idiot. And I will never, for my own respect, be this guy again. So my only way is that today, I'm extremely happy about trading. And I feel that God now is giving me everything that I want. So now it's time about putting those 10,000 hours. And we will talk about this in 10 years.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. And, to finish up, we haven't actually talked about it, surprisingly.
It's been quick, yeah.
I know, but NFTs, so NFTs, when was it, last year? The hype?
I started last year in August.
But you took the same mindset. That's the interesting thing, the same mindset of putting in the hours. Immersing yourself fully in the environment.
100%.
To the point where you disappeared. But NFTs though, you did very well. You definitely built a name for yourself.
Yes.
You definitely called some amazing projects. Like if I'd literally bought into the projects that you told me to buy into, I'd probably would have made £100,000. Right, very easily. But tell me about that, because obviously when NFTs coming along, and just like when we hear about crypto or when we talk about I'd say, I don't know, DAOs or anything new, and the hype is there, and loads of people are always just like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing, they don't know where to go or look. what's your advice for people when that thing's happening? It might not even just be NFTs, but obviously because you did it with NFTs, what was necessary for you to be able to immerse yourself, learn, and essentially become successful at it?
So it's funny. I have one new rule recently. Never say no to any opportunities. Always say yes. NFT, when my friend came to me and said, hey, bro, we can buy pictures and make tons of money. I said, okay, man, I'm a trader and I'm also a project designer. Everything into one spot. Let's go. And I haven't said no. So first, always say yes. Even though it's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult, always say yes if someone is telling you something.
Yeah.
And secondly is that whenever you start something, you need to go 100%. When I put my first time into NFT, I quickly started to understand that that's new. And the volume is here. People are here. People with a lot of money. So let's play around. I don't remember the name of the guy. Mark Cuban. Yeah. Mark Cuban said one thing is that he goes where the business is.
Yeah.
I said to myself, okay, NFT, there is a business behind. Let me go there. Crypto may next year be a big thing. Okay, next year I will be there. And if stocks will be a big thing next year, trust me, bro, I will be there because I will go where the business is now. I don't want to be into like, oh, I do only trading. No. This whole mindset of moving with the business, that's made me good in NFT. And after this, NFT, you just need to spend the hours, bro. That's why I was dead. London session,
well, you'd
New York
be awake,
session.
Wouldn't you? You'd be awake all night pretty much.
I was literally sleeping at 3 a.m., wake up at 6, drinking. For the first time, I was drinking Red Bulls, coffee in the same time.
And that's where the weight came from as well, because of that unhealthy lifestyle.
Unhealthy, but again, man, like...
knowledge was building there.
I built a 10K, not 10K anymore, but 9K followers on Twitter just through connecting with people.
Yeah.
How long does it take for someone who is not into the NFT space, for example? A lot of time, right? I've met incredible people in this space. People that now, if I want to go in New York, I can sleep in their on their place.
Yeah.
It's all about networking at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I built up a network in the NFT space that, at the first project, I've made a couple of grounds. And after this, we talked and we found another project, a good one. We made some good money from it. And also another one, Hey Beast, at that time, when I said to you and our other friends to invest into it. And this one was the biggest project for me because I've made like 14 ETH, when ETH was at 3K at that time. So that was a beautiful project. Even the project that I told you, the Gods in Solana, it was at 3 or 4 Solana at that time, and today it's worth more than 300 Solana. Ridiculous. But even like, look at this mindset: is that even though some people will say, 300 Solana is nothing because Solana is worth $20 or something like that, bro. 300 Solana, just put it somewhere. Because Solana one day will go back to 50 or 100 because there is a whole blockchain behind that is amazing. So, no, that was a good road trip. But like I told you, man, at the end of the day, making money was not making me happy.
Yeah.
And I started to realize that because I was getting more and more unhappy, stuck to a room, talking to anybody, getting myself more bigger, sleeping few hours. Sometimes I was not sleeping at all, man.
Yeah.
And I was at that point, that's the first time I reached 6 figures. But that was also the last time that I was extremely unhappy.
So it's like hand in hand, like you need that health, you need that human connection, you need that healthy routine. There's only a certain steps you can make, because the thing is, like, you wouldn't change it, right? In terms of like everything you learned, all the money you made, all the skill set that you now have, that you will always have. So when the next bull market for NFTs comes along, you're ready. Crypto comes along, you're ready. Trading, you're always ready, right? And it was necessary for you to go through that, because otherwise you wouldn't have those skill sets, you wouldn't have that confidence, you wouldn't have that level of success. But you recognize that it had to change, otherwise it would all be worthless anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
But don't be afraid of trying stuff. Like, honestly, trying new stuff, it's very annoying at the beginning, but after this, it's fun. Like, one of the stuff that Tony Robbins said one time, and that's for me is part of my DNA now, is that I can buy all the pictures NFT in the world and make good money from it. I can buy a beautiful car. I will be super happy at the moment, right? After 1 week, I will be like, yeah, it's just a picture or it's just a car, right? But emotions that you create with your friends, your family, people that you love, etc., will stick in your mind for a long time. I can guarantee you that our night on the UFC 280, we stick to our mind until next year.
I remember you going crazy.
I was crazy, bro. But yeah, no, but all the moment that I spent in Dubai, in Iceland, etc., that's emotions that I created that I will never ever forget.
Yeah, well, the small things, you know, like even that, like what I talked about with Joe, like the Halloween party. You know, any of these things. Like even today, like we're gonna go for a meal after this. You know, because what matters is not the money or it's the connections. You know, the memories, the powerful conversations. That's what I love about podcasts, because you know, regardless of whether the podcast gets big numbers or anything like that, the beautiful thing is that every single episode I get to have a powerful conversation with someone. No phones, no nothing, and how rare is that nowadays? You know. Yeah. And you know, you can't put a price on that. You know, the human connection, you know, the valuable moments that literally have nothing to do with money or to do with material objects. So I completely agree with you 100%. And it's a very powerful lesson, to be honest with you. But I think that brings us to an end for this episode. I know that we could probably keep talking, so we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, man.
And I was just talking to Josh actually on the last episode. You know, maybe next time we'll be doing it while she's still in the Midlands. We'll do it at Josh's studio. So who knows?
Oh, yes. Yeah. But it would be nice also to have like a great podcast with a lot of people. That would be nice.
Well, that's the plan. We got a plan in place to do such a thing. So, you know, next up we have Pat, who's also from the Midlands. So we got a nice little base there. We got plans in place. But thank you very much.
No, but thank you, man, for inviting me. Honestly, I saw you starting to a point, and where you are today, it shows like all the energy that you have. It shows also that you have something that people don't have. And it's great that you are not selfish and you are using it and putting this out there. And those people who, even though if it's only like 300 people, it's at least 300 people, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not like nobody. It's still 300 people. So yeah, man. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. So that was my friend Riz. I invited him to my podcast, and that was a nice one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.